one Ambazonian. I'm a Yapo somewhere reporting from Baba Kitungo. Watch and see what is happening in the palace. You see the population, we have about 10,000 people here holding the flag. This is our flag. It shall remain here until the day that we have our independence. The day is not far from now. We know. You can see how the flag is flying up. We have hosted the flag in Babaki. This is Babaki Tungo. We are right in the palace. We have hosted the flag up. As the flag is going up, means that we have accepted to be one Ambazonian. I'm a Yapo somewhere reporting from Babaki Tungo. Watch and see what is happening in the palace. You see the population, we have about 10,000 people here holding the flag. This is our flag. It shall remain here until the day that we have our independence. The day is not far from now.
Good evening, fellow Ambazonians. I salute all una. I be una brother Asu. We are the press secretary for the executive office for Ambazonia Governing Council. Today is a very special day, and I don't come for tell una a special message. We're very few days away from our Independence Day. We did basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. Now only within 8 days away from Ambazonia Independence Day. This October 1, we did for the next 8 days. Now a day where every single Ambazonian in need for celebrate this day. I tell you why. Cameroon, it presents for Ambazonia, it don't finish. Cameroon, it presents, it occupation for Ambazonia, it don't finish. The end of Cameroon occupation for Ambazonia, it don't come. As a people, we don't be free. As a people, we don't be free. Independence means independence. This Independence Day, not only that they will need for celebrate the end of Cameroon presence. The only thing we remember for Cameroon for inside Ambazonia, na propaganda. The only thing we Cameroon get inside Ambazonia, na propaganda. Cameroon not get the ability anymore for control Ambazonia. Anything they get now, na just propaganda. So this Independence Day, na a day where all papa, all mommy, all picking them, all man in need for celebrate this Independence Day will come up. Because Ambazonia, it don't come for stay. Ambazonia don't be created. God, it don't plan Ambazonia. Cameroon, the time for Ambazonia don't finish. The occupation don't end. There is, even if you begin to doubt, you be the worry about what the future will be like. Your future, na Ambazonia. Your life, na Ambazonia. Your destiny, na Ambazonia. Anything Cameroon, it don't come to an end. Not be because, say their army, they still there for our territory, they still get some of their occupational institutions to our territory. Not been away till they talk that. Those things, they feel be there. But Cameroon is SSF, Paul BSSF know. Diongute know. That same army them, they know. The same colonial deal them, who the students in Ambazonia, they know. Lele l'Afrique, he know say Cameroon is time for Ambazonia don't end. Diongute, no say Cameroon is time for Ambazonia, it don't end. Paul Biayi no say Cameroon is time for Ambazonia don't end. Even Emmanuel Macron, he no say Cameroon is time for Ambazonia, it don't come to an end. Even the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, he no say Cameroon is time for Ambazonia, it don't end. So this Independence Day, not be not only the military go celebrate them, not be not only the forces they need for celebrate, not be not every single community for inside Ambazonia. The independence na your own. The country na you get them. Una take pride. Una take pride. Una join una forces them. For take pride. For take ownership. For celebrate una independence. All we for diaspora. We go to take pride. For celebrate the independence. There is no more Cameroon for Ambazonia. Ambazonia na your own. The freedom we be the one time. It nine this, you get them now. Take advantage for implement the Ambazonia community schools for every community for replace Cameroon colonial schools. Start for rebuild your country. Start for claim back your country where they be done tiffer from you for the last 60 years. Start for take them back. Make sure say for every community, for every town, for every village, for every district, for every city, you as an Ambazonian, all the civilian population, wanna make sure say no motor, it drive inside una village, it drive inside una towns, it drive inside una cities with Cameroon license plate. All Cameroon license plate, any motor where they drive inside una village, una town, una quarter, una community, una city, una as a people, we as a people, we must make sure say we stop the driver, we tell he, make himself, he go move that license plate. If he not move that license plate, that motor no go drive inside the Ambazonia territory. Now we now get for proof to the world, say we don't take our country back. Now we now get for proof to the world, so we don't take our country back. Now we now get for demonstrate our seriousness for the freedom we want them. Now we now get for conduct ourselves like people that they really, really want freedom. Like people that they want a better life. Like people that want a better future. Now we now get for conduct ourselves like a free people. Now we now get for conduct ourselves like a people where they get a country of their own. The country their own. The land their own. Conduct yourself as such. And expect the people around you, hold yourself to the highest level of patriotism, and then you hold the people around you for express the highest level of patriotism. This Independence Day, we now start for paint the streets of Ambazonia blue and white. Every Cameroon signboard for every community, for every town. We now mobilize on ourselves, we now go buy paint, we now paint every Cameroon, every signboard, we get green, red, yellow. We now go paint that signboard blue and white. Every Cameroon government office, we now go paint the door them blue and white. The streets, any place where they tar them for Ambazonia, for the main town, we now go paint them blue and white. Now your independence. It come in the next 8 days. We got for project them to the world. Now we got for show the world. Say Ambazonian people, they don't take control back of their independence. That's why we call every family, every community, every village, every town, we call on all the youth, the boys, the girls, our brothers, our sister them, our mommy them, our papa them, everybody on Independence Day. We celebrate Independence Day. We celebrate them. Even if we go only stand for inside our own house or celebrate them, we celebrate them. For the communities who were forced to be in charge, all we come out, we join the forces and proclaim our land. We show the world, say we don't take our country back. We project our forces, mommy and papa, they we march. We school begin, they made a march. Now your country this, now your future this. You don't get anything about Cameroon. Your future, you know they again for Cameroon in hand. You know they again for Pobia in hand. You know they again for France in hand. Your future, na Ambazonia. Your life, na Ambazonia. Your destiny, na Ambazonia. A very important message. It will happen within the international community. They don't come to the conclusion. Say Cameroon, it don't lose Ambazonia. Say Pobia, it not fit ever again for call himself the president, say be president of Northwest and Southwest of the regions. A big talk, it go on within the international system. With all them, they don't finally come to the conclusion. Say Cameroon get to move out. Because they don't see what the Ambazonian people, they don't demonstrate their seriousness over the last 5 years. Their determination. Say the people, they be a determined people to go to the very end for take their land back. And the people, they don't make a decision. Say they don't want anything for do with Cameroon. So a lot of talks that they go on within the corridors of international diplomacy. Say Cameroon, the time for Ambazonia, it don't come to an end. No matter the chaos, where a small group of people that they engineer them on the ground on behalf of Cameroon, we understand the game. The leader say make a show all now. Says shake no day. Now Cameroon, their last desperate attempts for frightening the Ambazonian people them. Using loose forces. Using loose forces. Who they call themselves Amber Boys. They are not Amber Boys. They're a gang of criminals. Where they use the Ambazonian liberation for monetary extortion. They use the Ambazonian liberation for thief. Now armed robbers, armed thugs. Ambazonian forces, they need to kill their own people. The forces where they use the Ambazonian liberation for carry out terrorism on the Ambazonian people then. They not be Ambazonian forces. They be terrorists. Where they carry out the instructions of Cameroon military intelligence for frightening the Ambazonian people then. Because of Cameroon, their desperation. Not be Ambazonian forces and that. That's it, people them. Where they only use the name Ambazonia for giving a bad spirit. The leader want make a show now. We don't see many desperations. People, they don't come out. They don't do all kind thing them in the name of Ambazonia. But at the end, una self, una don't see place where then all those people they end up. Una at the end, they can't, una don't realize and say, most of them, they end up for work for Cameroon. 2 days ago, these same people, then where the born Manfe Hospital, these same boys, them, what they call them AROF, and now they don't change their name from AROF to Unity Warriors, where they born the Manfe General Hospital. Now the same group of boys, them, they don't burn the Catholic Church for Chang for just 15 minutes to Manfe town. Now those same boys, they killed 69 Ambazonians for Berlin. And they killed 19 Ambazonians for Boni. The same group of thief people them. They go inside Kajifu village 2 days ago and terrorized the population. They gather all man picking them, point gun for their head, put them in the shidon for the middle of the village. Just like how Cameroon military, it treat our papa them. It go carry them, rob them for mud in the name of Kale Kale. These same thief people them, they go for Kajifu village, use the gun the way they hold them, put them for all man picking their head, gather all the man picking them, can't keep them for the village, for the center of the village. And they demand 3 million CFA. That's robbery. Gangsterism. They need to do them in the name of Ambazonia. They did do them in the name of Cameroon military intelligence. For frustrate the Ambazonian people them. For give up on their rights. These two shall pass. It will come to an end. We know what it go on. We know what it go on. Why did they collect money for the population? Did they also collect money for the Cameroon government? Their military intelligence. Did they collect money from Cameroon Prime Minister's office? We know the game. I want to make una be aware. Una stay strong. Now Cameroon, their last desperate attempt in this. You know, go walk. We call on our people them for be resilient. We understand the pain with these thugs, these criminals, these armed bandits. We understand the pain with the cause for the population. Because of the defeat of Cameroon for Ambazonia, because of the social security and stability gap we don't be created by the defeat of Cameroon for Ambazonia, we understand say some parts of our communities, they don't be filled by these dark forces, by these criminals, by these extortionists, by these armed robbers, who they call themselves Ambazonian fighters. They not be Ambazonian fighters. They be a bunch of criminals. The Ambazonia Governing Council, it work very hard for address these issues and for put a stop to this terrorism and pain on our people by these criminals. We go deploy special forces into these areas where they don't be destabilized. The Ambazonia Governing Council, they work very hard. General F and they work very hard for deploy special forces, the Ambazonia Defense Forces Special Forces, into these areas with these criminals that they operate there, we will stabilize our communities. Where people they feel be safe for live for their own communities. So we feel the pain of the people of Nchang. We feel the pain of the people of Manfe. We feel the pain of the people of Berlin. We feel the pain of the people of Obonyi. We feel the pain of the people of Kumba. We feel the pain of the people of Kajifo. We share the pain with Una. We share the suffering with Una. Una not be alone. Part of being a responsible leadership. I say when these things come out, leadership must confront them, must address them, and must uproot them. Dr. Cho Ayaba, he promised Una, just like we don't solve these problems for the state of Momo, just like we don't solve this problem for the state of Bui, when kidnapping be overflowed inside Bamenda town, the Ambazonian Governing Council, it create the anti-kidnapping squad, and we bring down kidnapping within Bamenda and within Nkwen. We drop kidnapping to almost 80%. Let me say, we solve the problem by 80%. We drop kidnapping to almost zero. And now the last few months, when I don't see how kidnapping for inside Bamenda and for inside Nkwen, it don't almost go down completely because of the special forces them where the general be deploying. And when I see the number of these criminals where they arrest them and deal with them, we will solve the problem will be caused by the defeat of Cameroon for Ambazonia. We will solve the security and the stability problem will be caused by this gap will be created by the defeat of the occupational system. We will solve them. Just like we don't solve many other problems. A big concern, a big security concern for the lives of our mamiden, for the lives of our papaden, for the dignity of our people. A big security concern. As a people that they go through a journey for clean our land from the evil of occupation. Now the last symptoms and these of the end times of the occupation will solve those problems. The Ambazonian Governing Council will work very hard. Leadership will work very hard. The general will work very hard for implement a stability plan for those places so they don't be destabilized. So the people of Berlin, the people of Obonyi, the people of Bache, the people of Kajifu, the people of Manfe Central, will be okay. When the special forces they enter, we're not going to know. Because these criminals, they will be taken care of. When our Independence Day they come in the next 8 days, we're going to gather on ourselves, we're going to celebrate them. Now in our future this. There is no other future. The future don't start now. The future don't come. The independence we want to be one time. The freedom we want to be one time. Now when I time this, when I take them. Now when I be in charge. When I get a good night. We'll talk about tomorrow. When I take care. When I stay strong. Good night.